Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gooners Gone Wild podcast. It has ended Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. And even though we did escape with a point, definitely feels more like a loss in this scenario. So I'm here with Ari. Ari, how you feeling? How you feeling?
Uh, uh, I'm sure just like everyone else, we're feeling a little bit disappointed not to get the 3 points. But Tottenham showed up today. They played really, really well. Credit to them. Uh, they didn't just sit back like kind of like how we predicted. They played attacking football. They possessed well. So I think they played really well, and we didn't really have the best day at the office. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate just because, like you said, Tottenham did come out ready to play. I think we still were the better team. I just think that it was the same old Arsenal shooting themselves in the foot with mistakes, and they were just, better than they were in the past to capitalize on those mistakes. The second goal from Jorginho, I mean, it's a Sun goal with Jorginho assist, of course. I just wish I don't know what kind of juju that Chelsea has over us. Can we just please fucking stop buying Chelsea rejects, please? I'm so sick and tired of it. It's just
Uh,
and I think it's a 20 shirt. We got to stop giving the 20 shirt out to people too, because Mustafi and now Jorginho like really cost us that game. It's just so hard to take. But let's just get into the goals. Ari, the first goal was a own goal with Christian Romero. Brilliant movement from Saka, who again I think Saka could be one of the few people on the pitch. Walk me through how you felt with that goal from Bukayo Saka.
I mean, it's just like what we see from him, like almost every other game. We have that overlapping run which pulls the defender, and then he has the option to either cut in or play it wide to the defender and go down the byline. Um, so that time he decided to cut in, and he did his classic finish with his left foot. Got a little bit lucky with the deflection, and we go up 1-0. But you know, it's really good movement from him. Really good decision making. Uh, what about you? What are
Yeah,
your
I
thoughts?
mean Bukayo again, one of the few people that can hold their heads up high today. Played a really great game. I think every time the ball fell to him, it was something creative that came out
Mm,
of it. Again, I think Tottenham was a little bit stupid to kind of give him that space. I mean, they all just backed off of him, and of course he's gonna shoot. That's his like
uh,
favorite place to shoot from. But no, it was a great goal, and I think that will just boost his confidence even more. He loves scoring in the derby. So and then
mm.
of course Tottenham equalize. What, not 10 minutes later or something like that, or
uh,
I
it's,
think it
the 42nd.
forty
Yeah,
second. Okay, so
yeah.
that again from Son. Again. It came from mistakes.
Uh,
It's just very unfortunate. Raya made a
yeah.
fantastic save not too long before that. And then yeah, so I wanted to hear your insight on this goal because I didn't quite catch the goal. Like I saw it go in, but I didn't quite catch the lead up. So go ahead. What was
So
your
they crossed the ball across the face of the goal, and Raya kind of pushed it back out, like to the top right of his six. Um, I really think he should have palmed it out of bounds, but I mean that's hindsight. But he pushed it back out, and then I think Ben White uh, lost a header, and then it came back out to Tottenham, and they worked it around the outside. And Madison had a really great turn on Saka. I think Saka could have done a little bit better with the defending, but Madison turned him really well, and then he got down the byline. And I don't know, like it's it's so obvious that they're gonna play that diagonal ball um, on the cutback. I don't know how we don't defend it. I think our defenders just fell asleep, but he plays the diagonal on the from the byline, and Son finishes it really well. Honestly, I mean it was a great finish,
yeah?
a
It was
great
a
one
great
touch finish.
finish.
So
Hmm.
unlucky, but I think it was well worked by Tottenham.
Yeah,
So
well worked by Tottenham. Again, it just came from our stupid
yeah,
mistakes and failure to clear. Second goal was a handball. Now, a little bit of controversy, I think. I think personally, we should have seen a card for Romero get brandished, whether that was a yellow or red. That'll be up to other people's interpretation because that's how the rules
mm,
are nowadays. Is just interpretation rather than black and white.
yeah, I don't think it's a red. I think that's a little bit harsh. I don't think if it was an intentional like handball to stop the ball from going in, it's definitely a red. But I don't. There was no intention behind it.
hmm
But it still stopped it from going into the net. So that's why the yellow and the pen is still given.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a foul on Madison
No,
prior
absolutely
to?
not. Madison threw himself to the ground. I mean, it's
Mm,
obvious. It actually looks worse for Madison when you slow it down. You know, we argue that so many times that VAR makes it look so much worse for the offender because it's a slow motion. People can see, you know,
yeah.
what's happening. But I think it actually looked a lot worse for Madison's case because I mean, Gabriel just takes a step and he's already like this, and it's like
Uh,
I think he just went down a little too easy. Now, if he would have stayed on his feet a little bit and then maybe thrown his body in front and then
uh,
fallen, I could see that getting overturned.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Like if he tried to put his body
yeah,
into the challenge a little bit more, but he folded. He
he
folded like a
did.
napkin.
He did fold like
So
a napkin.
yeah,
I you know I do feel for him with his injury. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. I know rivalries are supposed to be heated and intense, but it's never nice, especially with someone who's suffered from knee problems before. It's never nice to see someone go down with knee problems. So, you know, I wish him well. But then the penalty happened. Bukayo Saka, I'm not going to lie, still makes me nervous on penalties.
still a little bit nervous on pens. I think as well.
Uh,
I think Odegaard maybe should have taken it just because I think he's a little bit calmer and
yeah.
collected, but. And just with Saka's history, but I mean, I'm glad that Arteta put faith in him again and to let him take it, and he bagged it. So
hmm
that's all that really matters.
Yep, and then 67 seconds later, Jorginho gives the ball in our own half, right to I believe it was Madison, and then Madison with a great ball in for Son, who you give Son an easy shot. He's not missing it. He's not like Harry Kane who needs penalties to stat pad.
Yeah,
So you know it's unfortunate. It's a great finish again by Son. Um, I don't know. We just looked very flat. We did not look up for it today.
yeah.
Um, yeah, what were
I,
your overall thoughts on how the match ended?
Yeah, I didn't feel a lot of intensity from us. Um, we just it felt like you said it felt very flat today. There wasn't maybe the crowd. I didn't really hear the crowd as much. Maybe even like through through the commentators box, like at or wherever that they're taking audio inputs from. But I didn't really hear the crowd as much as I usually do. So maybe they weren't giving them as much energy. Um, but I mean, it could also be that we're tired from Champions League just this past week. So uh,
For sure.
maybe the players didn't get as much rest. I'm not sure,
I
but
will say
yeah,
if we are tired from the Champions League, like it is a valid excuse to use, but if we're tired after 1 week, then we're in for a long season. Then
yeah, we're in for a very long
I think
season.
we're going to be struggling a lot this season if that is the case. Um, I was just a little bummed out because I felt like the 4-0 to PSV would be what kind of like awakened
Uh,
our
our
attacking
form,
prowess. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I'm like I said in the group chat, I'm starting to buy into the notion that maybe we did need to buy a better finisher because
Uh,
I don't know someone who has won 2 titles with Man City should be finishing that. That was a really
that center,
easy finish. A really easy
yeah.
finish. I, it's just again unfortunate. I know he's not confident right now. I don't know. I really think ESR should have started over
He
him.
had that classy touch and finish against PSV, so I don't know how he
I
misses that
know.
after that. But I mean,
Yeah, but clinical finishers could put stuff. I
yeah,
don't know.
if we have a clinical striker, they put that away like
Yeah,
that. They're he puts that on a silver platter for him. Like he has to finish that. What do you think about Rice and Fabio Vieira coming off at half?
Oh, um, the Rice substitution is very concerning to me. If it is for an injury, I hope it's really nothing serious because he's going to be like our new Thomas Partey, where if he's not the first name on the team sheet, we're screwed in the midfield. I think in the defensive midfield, I should say.
Yeah.
The Fabio Vieira one also is quite interesting for me. I'm haven't been a big fan of him. I will say he is a good player. Before anyone says that I'm trying to hate, he has been a very good player. I just think that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and I thought that this would have been a good game where he could grow into. Um, Again, the substitution, and then the substitution with it being Havertz. Now, with that being said, I think Havertz was one of our best players today. Believe it or not,
Really?
I think Havertz was one of our best players today. He was actually he looked like he was hungry.
Mm, yeah.
He
He had
looked
that
like
desire and intensity,
yes.
trying to win the ball.
A couple interceptions in the late game. A couple good positive passes, a couple good crosses across the goal. He even drove towards the goal one time, which is something that we didn't really see up until today. However, I would have loved to see ESR. Man, I think I don't know what vice Chelsea has over us that these Chelsea players have to be coming in when we have ESR. I would have liked to see El Neni. Like I think El Neni definitely needs to come
I
in
think he's
after
still
that.
injured. I
Oh,
think
I
he's
thought he
still
was
injured.
back for the Champions League. But
I think he's pretty still.
either way, I don't know. It's never a good taste when someone who used to play for Chelsea makes a mistake that costs you the game, because we've seen it so many times.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think we definitely missed Trossard today, being
yes,
out with an injury. That
yes.
and then Martinelli as well. Obviously, we missed both of them today. I think Jesus did well on the left wing. It's just you know I think Trossard and Martinelli do better out there. But
I agree.
uh, I don't know. Eddie felt like. I don't, how'd you feel about Eddie today?
Mm. Shit. I don't know. How did you feel about Eddie today? I'll ask
I,
you
I,
first.
I, I thought he was good in the hold up. I thought he possessed the ball well, but he just didn't feel impactful enough.
Yeah.
It, and I felt Martin was very quiet today. Like I feel like a lot of our players,
Yeah,
kind
that's a
of
good way to put it. A lot of our players are quiet. I also thought Ben White was very lethargic today as well.
yeah.
To me, it seemed like something was going on with our passes. It looks like we weren't like, and this is across everyone. It looked like no one was putting any weight behind any of the passes. They were just like toe tapping it. Like even Saliba did
Uh,
that a couple times. It's like just put my like philosophy when I was taught playing soccer is always make the other person work, which I know is a shit way, but
uh,
if you put enough power for the pass to get to someone else, it's then their responsibility to control the pass.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you're giving these little toe pokes and these little like flicks that are just barely getting to the person, and you're having the other person work to come to the ball, it's just kind of like frustrating. And there's a couple times where Eddie didn't show that, again, what you said, great on the hold up, but that creative, diagonal runs that he's so good at. Like he
Uh,
just
uh,
wasn't doing them today, and I don't know what
yeah, he
it
just wasn't getting
was.
on the end of them.
I think our prediction was correct, in which the defense for Tottenham was very poor. I just
Mm,
think we were not, clinical enough to finish.
mm.
Unfortunately. What are your thoughts on the Rice substitution and the Fabio Vieira substitution as well?
Uh, I'm I have to sit here and think that it was like a precautionary injury substitution because there's no way he comes off the way he's been playing for us, just off of merit. So I'd imagine, like you said, it's a small injury that hopefully doesn't keep him out for too long because, like you said, he's got to be the first one on the team sheet. Otherwise, I feel like we're a little bit lost in the midfield. Um, but I don't. I really, really have a hard time backing Havertz. Like I just don't.
Mm,
I know you said you thought he played really well today, but I don't see it in him. It's so difficult for me to back him. Like
yeah, I mean,
like it,
I
it,
understand where you're coming from, because
it
with this being Havertz's first good performance of the season, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he had a great performance. I'm
yeah.
just saying that he had so many other competitors that played worse than him. You know what I
I
mean?
I just think that he's had so many bad performances that you think it was a good
Now, that
performance.
could be. That could be. That actually really could be. Oh
Because
man.
I don't think he played well today. I don't know. It's just like he lacks. I don't know what he possesses. He lacks strength. He lacks speed. Like he's got height for himself, but like that I don't know. It's so difficult to back him. I don't see him as like a very creative player either. So I just don't see what he provides for the team. It's very difficult. At least Fabio, like I think he's a very clinical passer. Like he's good with long balls and like switching the field. I just don't see it in Havertz. It's just I don't see why Arteta made that substitution today.
Yeah.
But
And that's a question that we've been bringing up every week is what are these substitutions? They're either way too early or way too late. Find it in the 65th, find it in the 70th, and just leave it there.
yeah,
The injuries obviously okay. Like you have to. It's precautionary. But when we're seeing Saka, who literally stayed on the pitch limping for 5 minutes, why did ESR not come on earlier?
yeah,
It's so confusing to me, and I think Arteta needs to work on his man management.
yeah.
But overall, it is a point. We're still undefeated in the league. It feels like a loss, but we're both very good sides this season, and I think this is a fair amount to both the growth that Tottenham and Arsenal have been doing over the past couple of years. Obviously, putting the rivalry aside, it was a fairly entertaining game for the neutral. I just think for us, it just pulls on our heartstrings a little bit because this is like one of the games of the season. With that being said, Arsenal fans, stop going on Twitter and saying the season's done. Please, it's 6 games in. I just beg. Like when we come out and we beat Man City in 2 weeks, that's gonna be the talent. Man City is gonna be the telling point. Let's be real. And Liverpool this season, I feel like.
We just have to show up at our best. If we perform like we did today at Man City, there's no way we win.
100%.
They're too good of a side. I mean, Holland is just unstoppable. I don't see anything slowing them down this year. I don't like maybe Liverpool, if anything. I don't know who else stops them.
We do. Fuck it, we do. Come on.
Hopefully we do.
Let's be delusional.
I want to believe, but they're putting up results every single week, and they're thrashing sides. So
they are. So any closing thoughts on today's game, Ari, that you'd like to throw out there as well? Anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
I'm sad, but I just ordered a Rice shirt with the new authentic kit. So
in a few days, this will be in a few days.
Got my spirits up.
In a few days, this won't even matter. I guess the other thing I just wanted to bring up before we close out is that Raya save. I think that Raya save is very crucial. I'm not quite seeing the Raya over Ramsdale technicality yet. Like I said, I think this should have been a Ramsdale game. I think it would have benefited him a lot more. But I don't know. Maybe this is a statement to bring Ramsdale back in. Who knows?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he did make that save that kept us in the game, but I mean, there were some questionable decisions.
Right, 100%. Some of the distribution, he held on to the ball way too long. I feel like a couple times, and he didn't use that middle channel like Ramsdale does. He always looked wide every time. Now, granted, I wouldn't want to pass to Jorginho either, but sometimes you have to. So, with that being said, catch us in the middle of the week for the PSV, or sorry, not the PSV, the Lens. I'm just gonna say Lens. Listen, I'm not French, for the Lens preview. And hey, Gooners, keep your heads up, and as always, come on, you Gooners.
Come on, you Gunners.